He's your boyfriend, not mine.
Blue friend?
Handsome, turn with me. Turn with me.
Wow.
Let's highlight your skin. There we go. Now you're highlighted.
Wow.
I'm here with Micah. He's chewing on a delicious, good biscuit that Laura isn't having. He's gonna fix our bed. The codes.
Another one of these, negative. Sodium. Right now too, so no surprise. I didn't mean that work.
I feel like we should get clothes on them though.
Let them out here.
Yeah.
What? Okay,
Thank
baby.
Alright, we're gonna get you dressed so you can go outside, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Come on.
Yay.
Get in. Can you get baby a toy?
Hey.
Get out the camera.
Hey, come on, get these on.
It's my trying to go away.
Train what?
It's not
Tighty.
Tight and landed.
He's about 28.
I was probably
Micah, can you make him a bottle, 6 ounces?
Do you know how to make a bottle?
Yes, he knows how to make a bottle.
Yeah, it's great. Where's
It's in his bed.
Either the coil itself is damaged.
Successfully paired.
And then there's the ABS code, which is what I was looking for. That's why those two lights are on.
Okay, well let's hope that all is well.
The wheel speed sensor is what you messed up, probably.
Wheel speed sensor.
But we're gonna find out here in just a moment.
Alright, e-brakes off. See that jerking it?
Yeah, that's the coil.
See, Micah,
you're about to back
your
into your
damn
house.
car.
Please don't. You're about to back into your house, more specifically, before you even got to that. I'm like, Will, you're off the beaten path. What the hell is that noise? Oh, that's that.
That's it slipping because it's on a spare tire.
Oh, jeez. Well, you know, I really don't feel like I had to like pull past your mailbox or what have you, because I was in the lines. Like, bro, her property line.
See, I understand that, but it's not always about being right and wrong.
Yes, it is.
That's gonna be respectable of our older lady over here. She lives alone and does her thing.
She should show a little respect too for the kids.
Like, buckle up.
For the people that come after her, you know. I understand she paved the way. I understand, you know, you Harriet Tubman, and everything, but now it's time for young Malcolm. Yeah.
All right, Micah.
We're
gonna have 5 minutes together enjoying a chat. All right, so I'm here joined by Micah Valentine.
All right.
Micah and I go
way back.
Way, 4-wheel drive.
No,
way
you don't
back.
need any four.
Oh, I need to put it in there, else I'll slip down the hill and die.
Oh, just drive is good.
So, I knew Micah before he was doing. Well, I don't want to say he was doing car stuff. I knew Micah. Were you doing car stuff when I met you?
I was kind of in between a lot of things.
He was still finding his passion, his purpose. So Micah, let's take it back. When did you start getting into cars? How'd you start? You're like, oh man, I love. Did you start being like, oh, I love this Dodge Charger? Or was it like, man, I want to really? I don't know. How did it start?
No, this was back in probably before 2007, but 2007 was my first official job anywhere in a shop, and I worked for Apple Tree Honda as a tire technician, as a oil change and tire tech. That was not as glorious as it sounds, because you're just kind of the basic of the basic, the bottom of the food chain.
It's not glorious, but I did tire work. That's some physical ass labor.
It is.
It is. You popping them tires off and actually balancing them and putting them. Oh man,
rotating
and stuff. I did that in Kentucky, and I did that for the free.
Yeah,
I did that to try to get hired at this shop. It was volunteer work.
Yeah.
That was a dumb decision on my part, but I had to do what I had to do. But yeah.
So it definitely ends up being. It definitely, you know, and I was pretty immature at the time and what have you. You know, people might say I'm immature now, but I mean at the same time.
Micah has comic tendencies like Kevin Hart, but he is far from immature now. Before, I think we were both immature. We were both pretty.
Oh yeah, we both had. We were like, you know, we was like, let's go do this. We were just compulsive living on edge teenagers and what have you, just doing stuff to see if it was gonna work or if we could get away with it. You know?
Rent $250.
Yeah, exactly. You know, let's have 6 people living in one place and what have you.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure that was Will and my doing.
That was a great idea. I wouldn't say that wasn't even an immature idea. That was a great
idea. You know,
idea.
Amanda, Seth, you know, Nick, Josh. If any of you guys ever watched this,
Kyle.
come across this,
Wait, no, Kyle wasn't there. He just always was there.
Yeah, and then, you know, freaking Seth's brother Kyle. You know, we all freaking lived there.
Loved it.
And you know, Will was a thorn in our side and what have you, even though it was his and our idea.
Horrible thorn.
It was, you know, he would disappear for 2 weeks at a time with his girlfriend and what have you, who is now his wife.
Yeah, see, I was building roots.
Great.
Micah, building roots. Let's get back to your story though.
So anyway,
started with cars.
I started at that job and what have you, and just due to some immaturity issues or maturization period taking longer than others, you know, I lost that job. And I went through a myriad of other shops. I think
I actually stopped that, but we will continue the story of Micah Valentine in just 2 seconds. Yes, the doors. Wait, I need the wallet. I have keys, hand.
Jeez,
wallet.
Mother of God, if you don't.
Okay, so you felt like you were...
I was lost for, you know, that entire year. I met Will back in 2007, and hell, we ended up being roommates at various times of the year. I couldn't seem to keep a stable place, couldn't seem to keep a stable job. I was in and out of EMS, IT, you know, wannabe firefighter, EMS worker. And, you know, like I said, cars was just something that I kept coming back to and never could seem to escape from or get away from.
Okay.
So from 2007 to about, 2014 is when I think I officially made the jump from Asheville, North Carolina, Western North Carolina, which is where I grew up, you know, to Greenville, South Carolina. And
yeah, I was mad when you moved to South Carolina.
Around between 2014, 2015, 2016, a lot of bad things happened.
So a lot of stuff happened.
A lot of bad things happened, even in South Carolina, you know, and it was supposed to be a brand new, fresh start. You know, usually you don't start muddying waters, at least until after you've been there a while. Yeah, not so much.
Not so much.
So, I mean, you know, just shows anybody can mess up anything, anywhere, at any time.
All right, well, the camera probably falls off. We'll see how well it works.
I was trying to follow the hats. It went that way, Luce.
I'm not trying to look at
I know you're not. You got one. Some of us don't.
She's going to fall off. There we are.
Are we still recording?
Yes, we still record. We're still in this.
Anyway.
You'll have to speak a little bit louder, though.
Between like 2007, 2014, and what have you, was a lot of mistakes, a lot of lost opportunities, a lot of squandered opportunities, a lot of immaturity. So there was just a whole period of time in there, you know, 7 years worth of trying to
I think that was a song. 7 years?
It is a song, 7 years.
7 years.
Trying to find oneself, and that's a difficult process. If you don't know who you are, it's a difficult process to start down a path of, because you're never not quite sure where to start. Do I start in the middle? Do I start at the end? Do I start at the beginning? And so, therefore, started at the beginning. So I thought by moving states and what have you, I was starting fresh and starting over, and what have you, and I did, even though, you know, went down there, got in a relationship and what have you, relationship went south, went through a very dark period of time from like 2014, 2016, you know, just a lot of crap happened, you know, got arrested, you know.
Got arrested?
Yeah, I know.
Hold on, we gotta get the eggs.
I was just about to do my OJ set, my OJ piece.
All right, we're on the mission right here. Nope, I don't trust that one bit. Make sure they're actually good.
Are they intact?
We know how this camera likes to cut off auto, so we're gonna stop and start. Okay.
So it's like, you know,
Here.
I was just about to do my...
Hold that.
Just
and
about,
walk.
wow. Well, it's just
Put
about,
it out like this.
just about to do my best OJ impression.
How to vlog.
Just about to do my best OJ impression. I didn't do it. People were furious. No, anyways, moving on. But so there's so through that time period and what have you, like from like what was this, 2014 to 2015, 16. You know, in between trying to find myself, of course, and what have you. At this point, I'm in South Carolina living. So just gonna pan the camera
Finding
around
yourself.
Here. Okay, follow here. Finding myself. Finding things that didn't work, relationships that didn't work, and so on and so forth. Yeah, that was bad. So 2014, 2016, 15, 16, you know, I worked for...
Cheese.
I worked for...
I think we're right here, Micah. I'm pretty sure she said something about block cheese.
It's 3 cheeses. Just make sure you get 3.
It's 3?
Yes.
All right, it's gonna take me a second. You continue.
Oh my gosh. This is the worst.
Or am I blocking? No, am I blocking you?
I haven't found one.
Okay.
Okay, he hasn't either. So, Will, you're the worst wig shopper ever.
Worst. Let's see.
Cheese, you cannot be trusted with a list.
Let's see. No, it says 1 cheese, Micah. 1
I
cheese.
thought it was supposed to be 3 cheese.
We have 1 cheese here.
That's 1 loaf of bread.
1 cheese. Deli. Let me move out the way for you.
Are you sure that Laura didn't say 3 cheese?
See, the text don't lie. The text don't lie, bro.
Yes, but did you see how many of each it said to get?
1 cheese. Craft Deli Deluxe American. All right, we gotta find this.
That sounds high end.
You leave this to the guys, and it just does not. Is this?
You gotta make this.
Hold on. This might be it. 24 pack. 24 pack. All right, I think we got it, Micah.
Okay.
That's 2.
Whoa.
What else do we have? We have Sara Lee bread. That's
that way.
this way, right?
Yeah, sir. Bread is that way, yeah? bread.
Thanks.
Okay.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, so
Anywho,
so moving on, 2014 through 16, somewhere between 2015 and 16, I decided to take a break from shop work. You know, I worked at Hyundai and Kia. I had found, you know, yet another dealership job, or worked in 2 other automotive shops. You know, once again, trying to not die in Walmart and, you know, while vlogging. This is great. Anyways,
this is how it feels this way.
Will, the bread is not this way. This is not where bread is.
This is the best ever.
Will, you lied to me and said bread was down here.
For anyone that thinks driving and being on the phone is bad,
Yeah,
try
exactly.
vlogging and driving a car.
This sucks. So anyways, I decided to take a break and I went to roadside assistance for a little bit.
Okay.
And
Roadside assistance.
yeah, good times.
I'm gonna set you down for like 2 seconds. This is how it works.
Don't forget the camera up here.
Bam. All right. We need to give them something to grasp onto for a second.
Sweet buns.
All right, roadside assistance.
Oh crap. Okay. So anyways, yeah. So you know, tire changes, lockouts, battery jump starts, fuel deliveries, all the stuff that, you know, people run into, you know, in everyday driving life.
Yeah. Brakes.
And, you know, this is, you know, I tried that for a little bit and what have you. I found out that I liked it and what have you. I worked for the same company on and off, give or take, for about 2 years.
We in your way?
So
We'll go out the way. He's like, what are these guys gonna
exactly,
finish?
you know, right now we're hot, you know. Oh,
Oops.
great! Now look what you did.
All right, let's swap out the battery. Quick.
Yeah. So, okay. Now we're crafting.
I guess we are. We're just gonna chill.
Okay. So, anyways, I decided that I really liked roadside assistance. It was an extension of, you know, automotive as a whole. It was a light version of automotive.
Okay.
And then, you know, it gets you. It really kind of takes off the cabin fever, if you will. You know,
So being in a shop is kind of like being in the house all the time.
It's like being in the house all the time, but being forced, you know, or having to try to make a paycheck by working on other people's things. And most customers are not, you know, they're not really hearing you or listening to you anyway. You know, they're just convinced that you're trying to sell them a whole bunch of stuff that they don't want to buy. Even though it's called car and automotive maintenance for a reason. But anywho, so
what was your worst? Okay, I'm gonna switch it back real quick. So you went through a lot of like doubt as to what you should be doing in life. You tried a lot of things.
Yep.
About 10 years pass as you try this, and you seem to kind of go towards the automotive. When did you decide to make the shift to being your own manager, your own boss? How scary was it? And when did you just start paying yourself fully? How did you make that transition?
Well, that's a whole lot of history there.
That's good.
Jan. Anyway,
In 2 minutes.
so anyways, about 2014. So sometime between the time that I was still working in a shop and also, working for somebody else, and between transitioning between a shop, automotive, dealership life, and working for somebody else as a roadside assistance provider, I just kind of felt like there was a better way to do this. There's a better way to convince customers, to make that connection with customers that you wouldn't typically that you wouldn't typically have.
We're number 9.
Being the middleman, or being talking through a middleman, aka a service provider, trying to convince a customer, hey, that they need this, or they need this maintenance or this product on their vehicle, to help prevent future breakdowns and so forth.
Yeah.
However, it wasn't exactly a simple process in doing it. But I felt like there was always a better way to connect with customers and to be able to tell them yourself. Why use a middleman when you can tell them and communicate yourself?
So how do you convince people when you have no type of trust? Like, you have these shops that are big shops and everyone just kind of goes to them because they trust them. How do you establish that loyalty, that respect?
Experience is a big part of that. You're coming from directly in the shop, people who do the work. You have people that sell the work, and then you have people that do the work, and then a technician or a mechanic as a whole, or what have you. We prefer techs, or we really prefer mechanical engineers, but if we can't have that, then we'll take technician. A technician can be both. They can sell their work, and then they can show their work, like you would do in like a math problem and what have you, and their work speaks for itself. So then by showing their work, or showing what they can or can't, what they can do or what they can't do, so on and so forth, what they can achieve, then they've already sold their, abilities. They don't even have to really go that hard to sell themselves.
And I think it kind of comes back like how Micah, like he said, he was doing things all over the place. And the first time, I think I was out in Canada. I was like, Micah, I need your help. I got car problems. And I always knew Micah was doing stuff, but I didn't know for sure if Micah could really fix my car. I was like, this might work, it might not.
Right.
And I took a gamble, and I was like, you know what?
That's automotive as a whole.
I was like, okay, whatever. Either I can go to this shop that's going to charge me $1 million, and I just can't afford it regardless, or I can go to Friendly Mike over here. And it turned out he provided really good work, like really quick, really fast work, inexpensive work too, like really affordable compared to like the markup that you see at shops, and fixed the problem ultimately. So I had that one time, I was like, okay, he knows how to do that. All right, whatever. I can do my own stuff. And then something happened again, and I came back to you again. You're like, Will, you should have did this. And I'm like, well, you're right, I should have did this.
You spend a lot of time scolding your friends, and or clients and what have you. Sometimes you have the privilege of having both, clients and friends. So that being said,
sometimes it's not a privilege. Sometimes
it's not.
that relationship.
It can be a bonus.
It can be.
So with that being said, that's between 2014 is actually when I actually started my company. When I was not full time with it at the time.
Okay. On the side.
So I was still working for somebody else, or working for somebody else, and I had.
I got Wick, so I can't do that. Thank you. Appreciate it.
So the working for somebody on the side, working for myself on the side, which I guess in a sense I always work for myself on the side. I just didn't have my own company.
Or didn't pay yourself. All right. So when did you quit? When did you quit like full time? Like
2000
working at a shop.
2016.
2016.
I had some situations going with the roadside assistance company I was working on, and I had left, came back, and this had gone on over the course of like 2 years and what have you. So finally, I decided I knew enough about the business that I was like, you know what? I have no idea how this is gonna work, but I'm gonna make a run at this and try to do it myself.
Was it like to the point where you're like, man, screw my bosses, I'm out of here anyway, so I got no other choice but to just make it work? Or was it like, I'm just gonna do it?
It was just kind of like, I'm gonna do it, and I was doing mechanical work.
Most people are like, I quit, and then 2 weeks later they're like,
I need my
crap,
job.
I shouldn't have done that. I ain't got no money.
I need this job back. No, because I actually, like I said, that whole working on the side thing helped a lot.
Uh-huh.
I was doing mechanical work, and then I actually had a relatively decently flowing.
So you stacked up relationships and money.
I did.
Damn. That's like the 1%.
Right. It's like I didn't actually have any money because everything was being recirculated back into what it is I was trying to build. But I had
so you were
fun.
investing in your gear.
Yeah, I was investing. I mean, I had the tools. I had a lot of tools already. The only thing I've done is just add to my repertoire of tools and invest in the foundations and the basics of doing business.
So when did you... Is it going up higher? I could just do this.
Yeah, you could.
I could. So when did you like start making like even, when you weren't like scraping by?
Not too sure. I'm not too sure I'm at that even point yet. I'm not too sure I'm far away from that. But I'd probably say somewhere probably about 2017, I think is when.
This is like the longest line I think I've ever said it. It's like
2017, I think, is when I actually made money. And the reason why I know that is because I got penalized by the government for not paying quarterly taxes.
Thanks, government.
Thank you, Uncle Sam.
So, are you happy?
Loving it. Loving life. Even though I was penalized for making money, that's one of the costs of doing businesses. And now I've switched over. I was doing like a sole prop. Everything was attached to my social security number and all that good stuff. And I redid the process this past year, from 2018 to 19, made the transition to LLC. I have a payroll company now managing my taxes for me, and I have, I'm doing QuickBooks training as far as accounting, things like that. I've had meetings with the bookkeeper.
Come over here. There's no people here. All right, so we're gonna wrap it up, Mike. We're gonna wrap it up like this bread. So, you send the guys to the grocery store to get 3 items. I think we'll return with the right things. Micah just told his passion story.
One of us is to not be trusted. Do you know which one that is?
I'll put the hanger right here. Make sure that's good.
We had to make sure that someone had to come return with the right items, and somehow I got come along for a film documentary.
Yeah, you just impromptu, run and gun, guerrilla style.
Exactly.
All right. So, advice for anyone that is thinking about getting into the automotive, like car business, like maintenance specifically. What would you give to yourself 10 years ago, or people that are thinking about doing it?
Run away as fast as you can. It really has to be something you're committed to. Because if you get into this and you're not committed to it, or you have a quick burnout, or things like that, you're not going to enjoy it. The passion, or the common denominator as to why I enjoy all the things that I do, automotive related, is due to actually liking problem solving, liking fixing things, proving people wrong. There's a piece of the pie out there for everybody. You just got to find out what yours is, what your niche is. Especially if you're struggling with, if you have an identity crisis and things like that. Who you are is going to be largely based on what problem you are designed to solve. We're all designed to solve a problem. Usually whatever problem it is we're designed to solve, that's where our income is going to be based in.
So, slow zoom out. What you're pretty much saying is follow your passion. You're going to have to scrape by and struggle for a little bit. And once you make it, even if you're not making money, you're still doing what you love, and you're going
to be scraping even. Sometimes you're going to report a loss, and then there's going to be that magical day where you're going to be like, We made it. Yeah, even if it's $1, it doesn't matter. You know, you're like, I made it, and it was my dollar, and I earned it.
My money and I need it now.
It's my money, and I need it now.
All right, guys. Thank you, Micah, for sharing your automotive crazy journey. I will catch you guys on the next one, and maybe actually caught our outro. But until next time, guys. Peace. That was crazy.